first of all, I don't know what's going on with this. Second, please excuse any mess you can see in the background. Hello, Happy New Year. We're having a chatty sit down video about the new year and whatnot. Yeah, 2020. When did that happen? What the hell? I can still remember ringing in the millennium. Show my age there. So yeah, I think in this video I just wanted to talk about the past year, the coming year, plans, that kind of boring stuff. Touch on maybe New Year's resolutions and the like. Who knows? So yeah, 2019, I feel like a lot of people didn't enjoy the year as a whole. It just wasn't very good. And I'm probably one of those people. As years go, it was just kind of a meh. Nothing really. Nothing major happened. I got a new job, which I started in April. And it was all looking good. And yeah, the year started off okay-ish. We got new pets, I got a new car, new job. All of that kind of stuff was going relatively well. Other than that, nothing has really happened in life in general. Nothing for me or Dan particularly. Just kind of plodding along. I feel like the whole year in general has just been like one of those, just getting through, going to work, coming home, having dinner, going to bed, then having a weekend where we don't really do a lot. It's been a bit of, yeah, it's just been a boring year. I feel like my motivation levels just went throughout the year, and I hate that it turned into that, because also I kind of lost motivation with this channel as well, and I found myself with no time. Even though I had time, I didn't make time, if that makes sense. And it's not that I've kind of lost inspiration and I've not got any ideas. I've got loads of ideas. It's just, yeah, it's kind of like I've lost motivation to do it, which is a shame. Last year was shite. It was a big bag of shite. It was rubbish. And towards the end of the year, I suffered with my mental health. I think it had been kind of going downhill from like around middle of the year onwards, like maybe from like August time onwards, it kind of spiraled, and that was all down to work, which unfortunately kind of bled into home life. It kind of made me down all the time. It was horrible, and that was because I was kind of made to feel that I was shit at my job. I was made to feel like a spare part. I won't go into all of it of what happened, but basically I was working with people who weren't very nice, who didn't appreciate my worth as an employee, didn't use my skills to their advantage, and so I was just kind of left with no training, no proper training. I hadn't been taught the new process of what we did, like how we did it. I was kind of left out the loop in everything, even though we're in a very small team. And so they then turned around and blamed me. I had my probation review, and they turned around to me and said, "You're not doing your job." And they have spoken to me a few times about basically how shit I am. And believe me, I've never been so insulted in my life. I've never had that from any of my ex-employees. I've never had anyone turn around to me and say, "You're doing a bad job, you're rubbish at this, you're not doing what's expected of you." I have always done what's expected of me and then some in certain roles. And I just felt like I just couldn't believe how insulted and how shit they made me feel about myself and my abilities. Like pretty much every day I'd come home feeling like I was useless at everything. A rubbish mum, rubbish at my hobbies like writing, and rubbish at my coursework that I'm doing for my degree, rubbish at work, rubbish at socialising, rubbish at everything. I just felt like no one spoke to me there. My boss was a word beginning with C that I won't say. He was one of those people who is very precious about the information, like he wouldn't share the information to kind of help you grow as an employee. Even though he'd tell other people he would do that, he wouldn't. And he'd kind of big himself up all the time and be like, oh, I know that I'm the smartest person in the room and no one knows as much about this as I do. One of those twats. So yeah, he was fun to work with, not. And I was just in a position where I feared for my job, for my family, because they were essentially talking about getting rid of me if I didn't improve, but they weren't helping me to improve. They still hadn't given me full training. So yeah, it was a nightmare, and every time that anything went wrong, I felt like it was nitpicked at, whereas people all around me were making mistakes. It wasn't just like I was making all the errors and I was fucking up everything. It was just innocent mistakes that I couldn't help because I hadn't been shown. And then, as if someone was watching over me, if you believe in all that shit, a job came along for somewhere I'd actually applied to at the start of 2019, didn't get that role, but then another one came up and I went for the interview, and then a week later, less than a week later maybe, I don't know, they told me I got the job. And I was like, oh my god. Not only that, but they invited me to their Christmas party, which was like a week after me starting, and I was just like, wow, this company, amazing. So yeah, I sacked off the shit job and all the shit people because they did my head in. I handed my notice in. Luckily I only had a week to put up with those idiots. And then when I handed the notice in, they were acting like, oh, you've landed us in it here. And I'm thinking, well, you would have landed me in it anytime you fancied, because you obviously think I'm shit at my job. But there we go. I started my new job at the beginning of December, and so far it's going well. Everyone's really nice. The Christmas party was amazing. I feel like I've been spoiled. I've only been there just over a month now. I think I've just finished my 6th week there, and it feels like even though I don't feel like I've been that useful so far, because there's not enough work coming in. It's going to come in over the next weeks to kind of get me trained properly. Like, it's only the last week or so I've been able to do more tasks on the system and stuff, but I feel like people are trusting me with stuff and they think I'm doing okay. And yeah, everyone's nice, and I just feel so lucky that I've been able to get this job. I'm just, yeah, thank goodness, because I couldn't have stuck it out at the previous job. I'm not going to mention where it is, but I couldn't have stuck it out there. My year was shit, but ended on a very positive note. Yeah, so 2020, look at this. Got a brand new diary ready to write all my hopes and dreams in. Now with these diaries, I tend to write down what I want to do each day, and this is really cool because it's got like hours in it. I have to have a diary every year because it's kind of like, if I write down a list for myself and it's on paper, I kind of have to do it, and I push myself to do it. In terms of New Year's resolutions, I haven't really got resolutions per se. I just kind of want to eat healthier, maybe get fitter, you know, like the usual. Another thing I've kind of promised myself that I want to do is like different activities. Like every month I want to do something fun, like for the family, because we don't have a lot of money to go chucking about, but you know, just little activities, just so I've kind of got something to look forward to, something to aim for, something to save for. And I've also at the back of my book written like goals for each month, like a minimum of 5 goals. And for January, stuff like finishing my Open University assignments, because I've got a couple coming up. Sort out the house, like get rid of loads of junk, take it to the tip, which is long overdue. Just things like that, and things I need to do with the house, things we want to do with the family, or things I want to do for myself, just stuff like that. Another few things that I wanted to do this year was like try out things for myself. Like I was adamant that I'm going to join the gym this year because I really want to work at getting exercise into my life, because at the minute I'm just going to work, sitting at a desk all day, coming home, sitting on my ass all evening, and then the weekends we don't really go out anywhere walking, or we don't do anything to exercise as such. So I feel like I need to push myself a bit more. So the aim at some point when it's a bit more affordable, maybe join the gym. But I also wanted to try things like, I've got a whole list of things I want to try. Like I wanted to do some ice skating lessons because I had ice skating boots for my last birthday and I love ice skating, so I wanted to see if I can learn some tricks and see if I can improve on the ice, because I still look a bit wobbly. Even though I'm good, I don't tend to fall over, I want to improve. And I also wanted to try pole fitness. I've wanted to do it for years. It just looks fun and like it tone you really quickly, and it's just like, it's something niche to learn. It's hard to explain, but I just really would like to give it a go. And also I've been looking for quite a number of years for adult ballet classes, but never really been able to find them. Like if Kira's little dance school down in the town nearest to us did them, it would be amazing. But unfortunately, the closest one I've found is about 20 to 30 minutes away. But I'm tempted to start because it does sound like loads of fun. I was also looking at, look at all these things I'm just reeling off now. Yeah, I was also looking at horse riding, which I used to do quite a bit when I was younger, when my mum could afford to send me to lessons. And there was a little place, when I'm pointing up there, it's up at the top of our village, kind of in the next village over. There's a riding school and they do kids lessons and they do an adult one in the weekdays, which sounded good, sounded like what I'd want. But I couldn't afford it every week. It's like £23 for an hour, which is good really. But every week I couldn't afford it, so I kind of said, can I do kind of a pay as you go kind of thing? Like, can I just come like maybe once a month rather than every week? Because it's quite expensive. But I don't really think that was an option, which is a shame. So I've been considering just going on horse treks, which there's a place called Cannock Chase Trekking Centre, which is funnily enough in Cannock. And they do amazing treks through the forest and you see deer and rabbits and all sorts. I went on one probably well over 10 years ago now with my mum and my sister, and it was amazing. So I'm gonna look at doing a bit more of that, I think. Me and Dan have had the kids and I feel like, this sounds really negative, I don't mean it to sound negative, but it feels like we've kind of lost ourselves and I feel like I've lost myself, as in what I want to do, and getting time to do my own things and things that I love. It's always like, oh, what can we do with the kids and stuff, and I think that's good and I've always done it, but I also need to consider like, what would I like to do? I should do something for myself. I think it just kind of refreshes you if you have your own little hobby away from your family. I think everybody needs it, and I get really restless if I don't have something. Like I have my writing, which I do, and my studying, but it's not always fun. It gets a bit tedious after a while. So doing something more active, it might kickstart my brain and help me with my studying, help me at work, help me at home. I just think I need to get more active is what I'm saying. And clearly I also need to take more time to improve my appearance, because I look like, I don't even know. I don't know what colour I should go next with my hair. I've got a bit of ginger in it at the minute. I had some pinks and purples, then I had this weird ginger going through. I'm thinking of getting it lighter, because I used to be a blonde when I was younger, when I was a kid. Like sandy blonde, and I'm thinking, do I go blonde? It's always scared me because I feel like it might really wash me out, because brown goes my eyes, makes my features pop a bit, although sometimes I do look like a balloon when I don't have much makeup on. So I don't know. Look at it. And also, I swear I'm receding. Can women recede? Women can recede, can't they? Shit. Stress of having kids, that is. Anyway, thanks if you got to the end of this very random chatty video. I hope 2019 was kind to you, but if not, then I hope 2020 is going to be an absolute blast and you're going to have so much fun, because we're into a new decade. Let's kickstart it. For those of us that have had a few shitty years in a row, come on 2020, prove us wrong that life's not shit. Please. See you soon, darling. See you soon.